Alright, man, it's time to talk about a topic that I've been asked about plenty of times. Whether that's through comments on this channel, whether that's through comments on the main channel, whether that's through people in the Discord server. Shout out to the fucking Discord server. If you haven't joined up yet, man, that's fraudulent behavior. Join up, bro. Link is gonna be posted in the pinned comment of this video. Join the fuck up. So whether it's through all those means, clients, one-on-one clients, coaching, consultations, they ask me, they request for this video, can you smoke weed on semen retention? Well, today I decided, hey man, it's a good day to find out. So without further ado, we're gonna test it out. Can you smoke weed on semen retention? Time to roast it up. This is experimenting live in the field, live in the flesh. Well, it seems like you can smoke weed on semen retention. That's the end of this video. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Just got you, man. Let's talk about it, though. Let's talk about more in depth. Not just can you smoke weed on semen retention. Let's talk about the effects of smoking weed on semen retention. Does it enhance your benefits? Does it kill your benefits? Does it make semen retention easier? Does it make it harder? Let's talk all about it right now, man, while I burn up this nice Cali Kush out here in the field, in the flesh. You already know what it is. Pro tip, get a nice burn. Get a nice even burn. Don't let it canoe. Also, point of note, I've never been faded on any of my videos. For the people who comment, hey man, you got a really relaxed vibe to you. You always laid back, kick back. Are you high in your videos? Fuck no, I've not been high. This is the only time I've been high on my videos. And let's test it out, bro. It might be a longer one, bro. This is out here, what the fulati, bro. We do long form stuff. We do talk about it in depth, uncut, unfiltered, and now off the shits, under the influence. And I do not condone the use of any drugs. Remember, this is just all educational purposes. All right, instead of me rambling, let's talk about it. Smoking weed on semen retention, to me, is something that isn't necessary, but it helps a lot, especially if you're naturally, we're a hardwired guy. You were aggressive, you were assertive, you were driven, you were ambitious, you were focused, you were just locked in. I'm the type of person that if I'm trying to do something, I get locked the fuck in. And it's hard for me to stop doing what I'm doing. It's hard for me to take a step back, to take a chill pill, to just look at things from a broader perspective, and I get just tunnel vision. And when you add semen retention on top of that, it just gets amplified to the next extent. For the people out there who've been on longer streaks, and like I said, we're already driven people, when you hop on semen retention, man, it is night and day difference. You just lock in, because your dopamine receptors have become resensitized. So like doing just random stuff like TikTok or smoking weed every fucking day, or eating junk food, it doesn't give you that sense of like, I gotta get this shit done. It's not gonna give you a sense of fulfillment. Yes, it might be fun doing those things, you know. It's a little rainy right now. Fuck it. It's nice smoking out in the rain, though. I will say that. If you're one of those types of people that were already like that, you hop on semen retention, like I said, it's gonna be hard for you to chill. And as you may know, if you smoke weed, this is called Mary Jane for a reason. It has a feminine touch to it, feminine element to it, feminine nature to it. Same thing as Mother Nature. Mother, why do you think it's called Mother? My bad. Fucking camera's getting a little wet, but this is nice. This is nice. For the people out there watching this, you're a real one. I'm out here in the flesh, in the field, getting it rained on, smoking weed, dropping out of games so you guys can make these gains. That feminine nature, like I was saying, my bad, bro. I'm gonna get a little sidetracked. This is for the people that really actually want to hear about this topic and actually fuck with my type of content, because you're gonna hear a lot. So that feminine nature is not a bad thing. I've been talking about this multiple times on the different videos on this channel, how feminine nature allows you to be more open, be more intuitive, be more flowing with life, not being so like hard and rigid and just go, like we get locked in all the time as men and hop on semen retention. Your masculine energy is just gonna raise up to the next fucking level. It's solar energy. It's the type of energy that comes off the sun, not the moon. Moon is the lunar energy, feminine energy. That solar energy, solar plexus, your willpower, is just going to be taken up to the next level. And it's going to be hard for you to just not only see things from a broader perspective, but also look at them as opportunities. As men in that masculine state, we only see wins and losses, dubs or failures. We don't see, hey man, this could be a stepping stone for success. This could be a lesson that I can take from. Females, if you've been around females, they don't get so hard pressed. If they get emotional, but they don't get so hard pressed if things aren't exactly as planned. You know what I mean? They'll go with the flow. They'll be spontaneous. They'll be able to take the next step when A to B is blocked off. They'll be able to go to A to C better. Like, that's just a natural part of their nature. Us as men, we want to be so planning and logical, A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B. And sometimes that can get you in a point where you just are in a non-stop cyclical loop, negative feedback loop of just doing the same thing, getting the same result. Doing the same thing, getting the same result. You're in the circle of insanity. That's what happens when you get too overly masculine. It's not really overly masculine, but too overly analytical and critical, not being enough of that creative side to you, not bringing enough of that intuitive side to you, where you can listen to different signs and signals, not just numbers or not just letters or stuff like that, where it's concrete. You can see signs in nature or in your day-to-day life, synchronicities. You become more open to that. That's what the feminine nature allows you to do. Like I've said before on this channel, the yin and yang symbol, there's a black part and a white part, masculine and feminine. That black part still has a little white dot. That's the feminine still in the man. And that white part still has a black dot in it. The masculine is still in the female. That's just how it is. You don't want to be so swayed into that direction. And when you're on this journey, bro, like I said, your masculine energy is just going to rise and rise and rise. You're going to feel more like a man. It doesn't mean like you're going to act like some alpha guy who's blasting testosterone replacement therapy, but you're going to be more grounded. You're going to become more logical. You're going to become more stoic. That's the best answer, stoic. You're going to feel more stoic. And when you feel more stoic, you're not going to listen to those signs. Emotions, there's something you don't want to listen to, but emotions also come with energy and motion, synchronicities, like I said before, different signs. Like, you can see how people are, if you're in a situation, maybe you do sales or something like that. If you can read people's emotions, you can better see where their mind is directing them towards, so you can plan the next step. If this person is very emotional and they're showing it outwardly, but you're so stoked that you don't even listen to your own emotions and you don't even listen to other people's emotions, that's just gonna fly over your head. So, bringing it back to weed gives you a very laid back, bird's eye, third's eye view perspective on whatever you're going through. So let's say I'm smoking right now. I haven't smoked in 3 weeks. I don't smoke often at all. This is another thing we'll talk about right now. But it gives me a perspective to just, all right, let me look back at the entire 3 weeks. And let's see what were areas that I'm proud of, and I'm gonna keep continuing. What were things that I was struggling on that I need to focus on more? But if I'm just always in that masculine mode of forward, 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 you don't have time to be introspective, especially if you're doing a lot of things at once. Let's say you're going to school, you're working, you're building up your business on the side. You don't have too much time to do that. You're busy. You're in the moment, you're in the flow, you're in to get stuff done. But when you have some time to sit back and reflect, yes, it's good to just do that through journaling, through meditation, stuff like that. Those are good. Those are very good. Should be the go-tos. Weed should not be the go-to. Let me tell you that. But you do that, and see, look, I'm faded now. For the people out there who think I'm fading my videos, not. This is when I'm faded now. Like you become more introspective. I'm thinking about how I should talk and do it, not being so in the moment. Action, action, action. I'm being more observant of what I'm doing. That's what weed helps you with. That's what meditation helps you with. But like I've said, maybe, yeah, I did say this on this channel, because psychedelics are steroids for spiritual growth. And to me, when you take psychedelics, when you burn this up again, when you take psychedelics and when you afterwards, if you still smoke weed after psychedelics, it feels like a mild psychedelic. It doesn't feel like maybe how it was when you first started smoking weed as like a teenager with your friends, blah, blah, blah. Like, it feels way more introspective. Like my whole one trip of the shrooms where I had a spiritual awakening, go check that channel. Check that video out on the main channel if you want to check the full in-depth breakdown of how that story went. But after that one, I stopped smoking weed for at least 3-4 months, and this is when I first started my SR journey. If you're someone who smokes weed right now regularly, and you hop on SR, that's when I think it's gonna kill your progress on this path. If you're smoking weed regularly, you're already too much into that passive feminine state. Say you go to work, you smoke weed, and you just want to play video games. You don't want to do anything. Video games, you're doing something, but you're not really pursuing. It's manipulating you to pursue something in a game rather than real life. But you're already passive enough to not even understand that, if you dig what I'm saying, when you're smoking weed. So if you're someone who's trying to get on SR, trying to succeed on this path, and you're not limiting these types of things that are making you passive, it's just going to ruin your benefits. It's going to ruin your progress. It's going to ruin your overall drive and ambition that you're trying to cultivate back again through semen retention. Before semen retention, like I said, I already was driven, focused, persistent, consistent with my goals. But this took it to another level that I never knew was even possible. And during that time when I stopped smoking weed, I understood that you have to treat this like a mild psychedelic. When you do psychedelics, you don't want to do it so often, because you're going to get very introspective. This is the next level of this psychedelics, in my opinion. Much more introspective, much more spiritual, and you're more conscious of yourself to another degree. This is that in a mild form. So you can do it every month or so, every 2 months or so, every, let's say, I've seen people do it every 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 2 times a year. Like, people just take it way more like that. And I do eventually want to get to that point where I'm just completely doing it to the point where it's my psychedelic, instead of taking very extreme things. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a certain point, you can't take such extreme mind-altering substances to get this spiritual knowledge, this stuff like that. You don't want to be doing that all the time, because you're going to be so disconnected to the material world. And that's what happens to hippies, are smoking all their weed all day, doing psychedelics all day. Like, you can see it in people. They're just fried out. Like, they don't focus on what they need to do. So that's that overindulgence in the feminine side for a man. So if you're in that position, yes, cut it out for the time being. Hop on SR. SR will cultivate that drive, and you might not even want to smoke weed anymore after that. You might not like this introspective side. Maybe you find it better in just doing meditations. Maybe you just find it better doing breath work. Like doing stuff like that, yes, that is 100% way more healthy for you, way more suitable. Like it's something you're using just yourself to do it. You're not dependent on anything to get you to those states of consciousness. That's why yogis and stuff like that, they can take acid, they can take smoke weed, they can take mushrooms, DMT, and they don't feel too much different or even any different than they were on their deep meditation sessions. I'm not at that level yet. Most of you guys aren't at that level yet. Doesn't mean you smoke weed, but I'm just giving you guys my perspectives on this. So remember, this is all my perspective. This isn't 100% accurate. It might not be the same for you, so just take it how it is. Because I see when people, I looked it up right before I recorded this thing on YouTube, smoking weed and semen retention. Everyone just telling you, no, it's super bad, this bad, like don't do it, it's gonna kill your benefits. Well, for someone, maybe you're more relatable to me. Maybe those people were just abusing it to the point. Not like this, giving you this perspective of how you can use it more like a meditative, really deep meditative session, really deep introspective sessions, as you're still doing your meditations on the side, to develop up to that point where you can swap these interchangeably and you won't even feel the difference. Maybe he's gonna allow you to do that. And like I said, when semen retention, you get on it and you become more locked into whatever you're trying to do. You can become very good at meditation to the point where very quickly you get to those states because that's the only thing you focus on. Whatever you focus on retention, like I've said before, is the most potent benefit of this practice. It amplifies it. Whatever you're trying to do, it amplifies your drive, your focus, your energy, because you have more energy, you have more life force, you have more of your essence as a man to just do it, to put in your full force into it. That's why these esoteric teachings, these Eastern Ayurvedic teachings, call it virya. Virya is your life force. Jing, from the Chinese traditions, they call it jing. It's your essence. It's a part of you. It's just not just in your semen. It's not just in your seed. It's in your entire beingness. But that is one of the biggest sources of generation of it. That's why they call it the generative principle. It's like the generator of the universe, the generator of these plants, these animals. Like just sexual energy just makes it turn and go and go and go. That's what keeps this existence going. Is creative energy. If you don't create enough, things are eventually gonna die out because it's impermanent. We're all impermanent on this plane. So generative force helps you on this plane and helps you connect to higher planes. Jesus, I'm talking too much. I can't even burn up this joint. Tell me if you guys are liking this, bro. Tell me you guys are liking this, because I was thinking about maybe doing a live stream. Live stream it and call it, let's keep it blunt. Let's keep it blunt live streams. Maybe just on this channel once a month, once every other month, whatever it is, bro. Live streams, faded. We just talk these deeper topics for the people that actually want to hear me speak on very long form, just podcast type, just myself. Obviously, I'm doing that on the Patreon, but they're not going to be faded. They're not going to be so off the dome like this. Like, I'm just going to structure different lectures, different pieces of content where it's long form. Don't have to worry about the editing or the YouTube type style to it, where I can just pour out the knowledge, because you have the attention span to understand that it's not just the effects or the music or this and stuff like that I do on the main channel, but it's stuff like this on the second channel, to where I can just spit bars, man, spit bars, freestyle, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. If you guys do want to RSVP your spot and ensure your spot before it goes live, of course, hit me up on Instagram DMs or Discord DMs and just say Patreon. I'll give you the details, bro, and you can lock in your spot before it goes live, because I've been only saying it on this channel and I've only been saying it on the Discord server. Shout out to the Discord server. Everybody else who's on the main channel only, they can figure out later when it goes live. But what I'm saying is, back to the Jing and life force. This is also, I feel like, a form of life force, but like I said, it's the yang energy, or the yang energy. It's the feminine, and that can give you benefits in different ways than just always being in the yin energy, the masculine energy. Because if you really are serious about using semen retention as a tool, like I talk about on this channel, like I talk about on the main channel, like I talk about on the ebook, go get the fucking ebook, man. Everything laid out for you. I obviously didn't put a chapter on weed, but did a whole audio series, man, on the main channel. Like, there's all the lessons of how you can use semen retention as a tool to amplify that masculine drive into you, and just overall get a different sense of being locked in on your goals and what you want to pursue and what you want to become, the person you want to become, than you've ever experienced before. Because like I've said, you might already be at that where you think that you are very driven, are very focused, are very disciplined. This just takes it to the next level. And I'm talking to my younger self right now. If you think that you already are extremely disciplined, focused, this, that, like you're pursuing your goals, I'm telling you, you're at 50%, maximum 50% of what you could be capable of. Like, it can overburn you sometimes to the point where you really don't even feel like you need to eat. You don't even feel like you need to sleep. Like, you need less hours of sleep. Obviously, you want to do these things. You don't want to be an idiot and just go full on masculine drive. But it feels like you can just do these things. Like, I was telling one of my friends, bro, that also practices SR. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, this is like a perfect discipline to give to military people, like warriors. Like, I'm pretty sure they were doing that, because obviously always through the ancient times they talked about this to everybody in general. They didn't just tell it to a couple people like the kings or this and that. Obviously they knew it before everybody else, but it was more widespread in these types of traditions and cultures, to not be so frivolous with obviously your sexual energy, but also your attention, your time, your overall beingness. Don't think this is all basically unlimited. It's impermanent. So you want to use it and direct it towards a certain path in life. Like, you can really create that path in life. That's why all these people were essentially at that point tapping into knowledge where it gave people perspectives on life in a spiritual sense, where it was completely brand new, but it was always there. The spiritual knowledge was always there. Like, these types of saints and sages and stuff like that use celibacy to access those states. They say it for a reason, because it really just makes you so focused and directed, like a laser beam, towards whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. And if it's spiritual knowledge, you're going to laser beam that up to just spiritual knowledge. If that's to your business and focus, you can laser beam that. And the more you go on that path and you become more laser beamed, and you just become more directed and conscious of where your attention is going, what you're directing it to, how you're going about it, it just, your whole view on how you work changes. Like, you can access flow states way easier. You know how to just turn your tunnel vision on for that time of being, and it's sometimes very hard to unlock it. Stuff like the feminine energy allows you to. And you get feminine energy from a lot of different things. Like I said, weed, psychedelics, Mother Nature, around females, obviously. But it's just that feminine nature allows you to do that. If you're with a woman, you become more present in the moment. You're not so like, go get my work done, go get my work done. If you actually like the woman, if you don't like the girl, you're just gonna be thinking about something else the entire time. Like that's a good telltale sign that you're actually interested in not just the physical side of a woman. Like you actually can listen to what they're talking about. That's why it's hard for some guys, especially with this type of environment of dating and stuff right now, where like girls are more promiscuity, not in a sense where it's not accepted, but it's at to the point where it's just like it's like the norm. So girls are more focused on becoming very attractive to the guys to just pull them in just through the physical. Like back then, I'm pretty sure, obviously I'm not too old enough to think that. I'm 24. I'm talking about 1900s, 1800s, 1700s. I'm pretty sure girls have to be more not just looks, and looks, but they had to actually be more conscious of being a actual partner to the male, rather than I'm gonna just get shit from the guy, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, where you see basically all the female rappers and the fucking influencers and stuff like that basically portray, especially in the West, especially in the US, of what a boss woman has to be and stuff like that, not actually becoming like a divine feminine nature woman. And same thing goes with the guys. There's all these types of influencers and just people and rappers and celebrities, stuff like that. Whoever has the most direction and attention towards, people just become so locked in. Society will laser beam that focus to and direct it towards whatever they want to show, to manipulate your brains, because they know, like I said, whatever you focus on more, the most will amplify, even if it's not your choice. That's why you have to be cognizant of where your attention goes, where your mind goes, and stuff like weed, especially on semen retention, allows you to sit back and just be like, whoa. Like, what's going on? What are we doing? What are we focusing our attention on? Because when you get locked in, you get locked into that mode, bro, and you can't really just like take a pause button until you do, of course, your meditations, your journaling, you go out hiking in nature, you fast, you stuff like that. That's what you got to put the category of weed under, but it's not your last resort. I don't want to make you seem like this is like a fucking, like it's meth or heroin, but it's like a ritual that you do to get some type of spiritual introspection in your life. Psychedelics will do that too, but you want to expand that more of a ritual to like every 2-3 years. Something, a big event or shaping thing will happen to you. Maybe you just finished college, or you just about to start a new job, or you just moved out to a new city, you moved out to a new country, or whatever the hell it is. Like those are times where you really want to take that huge step back through psychedelics. But weed will give you that same effect on very shorter types of effects, not as intense a type of effects, but it gives you that similar type of thing. Damn, it is raining. Sheesh. I'm gonna still stay out here, bro. I'm gonna still stay out here because I'm in the. So I'm saying, when you get in the feminine flow, spontaneous, man. Like I'm just about to start spitting bars in the rain. If it gets too bad, man, we gotta cut this out. But for the time being, maybe we'll just sit back under these. Yeah, let me keep going, man. So I'm just talking to I'm talking to the homies, man. Talking to real life friend, real life brother, real life person I can connect to and actually share my wisdom. Get your wisdom back in the comment section down below. That's what this community is about, man. That's what the Discord server is about. That's what the brand is about. It's not just me, Fulati Fitness, but it's also about like connecting all these things, giving out what I can possibly give to people to where they can take that information and unlock their own inner gifts and just God-given abilities and talents to be able to help use that to inspire other people and just keep dominoing affecting. That's what real purpose is about, is finding out what means something to you that you know could help other people, and how other people can use that type of information to unlock new parts of themselves to help others to essentially keep doing the same thing and just keeping that same cycle going on and on. And if you keep doing these types of things where you're just always passive and you're always just waiting for somebody to tell you what to do, like when you smoke weed, you're not really going out there to get stuff done. You're just mainly just kicking back, maybe absorbing info, maybe you're listening to a podcast, maybe you're going on an intuitive a walk out in nature, maybe you're doing a prolonged fast, you know what I mean? Like you're not producing, but you're absorbing. And you need times where you absorb information, whether that's through introspection, whether that's through, like I said, podcasts, videos, reading books, like all those things. You want to add sprinkles of it into your life while you're being busy, like adding reading into your life, adding learning through podcasts and videos where you can just plug in your earphones and just go throughout a walk. You do your intuitive walks. You do all these things that add on sprinkles that are, like I said, more sustainable. But when you really want to take a big detach, use weed for that. That's my best advice when it comes to this journey. 30 minutes in and I'm giving you my best advice now. Like, hopefully you guys are enjoying this, but use that detached moment for weed. Don't use it to the point where it's your escape. You feel me? Because, like I said, SR is just going to amplify that escape. You can hop on SR and smoke weed and do smoke weed even more. That's what I'm saying, that it can really amplify anything that you do. So you got to have a reason why you're doing SR. I don't think it's for people that are just trying to quit porn or just trying to quit sleeping around with women all the time. Yes, it's part of it, but it's for the people that have something that they want to pursue even higher than that. Like, if you ask the majority of guys out there who aren't on semen retention, who aren't on these things, the pleasure is the main purpose. Their purpose is not the purpose. Let me say that again. Pleasure is the main purpose. Their actual purpose is not the purpose. They're not looking towards building something, creating something, becoming something. They're okay with where they're at if they get enough benefits and pleasures out of their position. You know what I mean? Like, SR is more for, like I said, it's for the warriors, for the military-minded, that type. Not just, oh, I want to get shit done on physical, but I want to get shit done on the spiritual. Even though getting shit done on the spiritual works in reverse, backwards. You start letting go of things. You start detaching from things instead of chasing things. Instead of aspiring for things. You're letting go of it. That's what you grow more spiritually. But like I said, semen retention is just gonna be able to make your drive towards that just to the next level. But like I was saying, the people that do not do some type of sexual discipline, that are okay with that position, if they just try to hop on semen retention, it's not gonna work. They're not going to make it that far. Yes, they might want to quit this addiction more than anything in the world. More than anything. But your brain works to the point where I've noticed that you need to have something replace that thing that you were doing. If you don't, you're just going to look for pleasure. Your path of least resistance type of mindset, to do the easiest thing possible in the easiest time possible, will look to the easiest thing and the most pleasurable thing possible. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you do not have a purpose, even if it's hard, the harder the purpose is even better. Because it's going to take a lot out of you to get it done. Without that purpose, you're going to look to the easiest thing. It's literally the polar opposite. And you got to be conscious and aware of where you direct that energy so you can have that aim towards the purpose instead of just pleasure. Because society, like I said, siphons that laser beam focus of you to just put it towards the pleasure that they put out in front of you. They put out all these things in front of you. Why is porn free? Why is fast food cheaper than quality types of food? Why is fluoride water the fucking top water, free water you get? Why is Trying to think more things. Your showers water all fluoridated out. Why is just all these types of obstacles in your path more accessible and more just enticing? Why is fast food taste more addicting? It doesn't even taste good. It tastes addicting. That's what it is. Addicting. You stop eating fast food all the time, bro. Like when I eat it here and there sometimes, like not like fast food. Maybe it's just like a steak from somewhere that's not like cooked by myself. Steak, whatever, burrito or steak or taco or steak, whatever that comes in your mind. Why does it taste just sickly after you've been on cooking your own food, getting quality food, getting things that aren't sprayed out by pesticides, things that aren't processed? Why does that make you taste sick afterwards? Because these things are meant to get you hooked, addicted, sick, and addicted to medication, addicted to the system that makes you dependent to everything. Like, you're gonna see that once you get on spirituality, once you get on, I hate saying this, once you get on spirituality, you've already been spiritual the entire time. Once you awaken to the spiritual nature of reality, that's better said. Once you awaken to these types of things, you'll hop on SR, so it amplifies it even more. You're gonna be like, damn, man, I was just being played on. Like, I was just having the game ran on me for years of my life, and everybody is, and they don't understand it. I'm gonna reverse it to where I can focus all my attention, energy, and effort towards the more purposeful path of life. Even though it's more difficult, all that matters is where my attention goes. If you're a man watching this, which I know you are, I don't think, why would you watch it this far into the video if you weren't? Talking about semen retention, smoking weed. You know a point in your life, an experience in your life where you said, I am not going to give up till I get that thing done. You know it. I know you know it. You know that. There was a point in your life, something was just an obstacle. You said, I'm not going to stop until I get that goal. I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care how hard it gets. I don't care what it takes out of me. I'm going to get that done. If you lift weights, I know for a fact you've gotten to that point. You were struggling on the last couple of reps and you deny giving up. You deny being rejected. You deny being blocked out by your goal. Ooh, neck crack. Jeez. You deny breaking out of that. And you broke through that barrier, and it made you feel like top of the world, euphoric. It could even just be that one last rep of the weightlifting. It was a really big project or assignment. You were in a tough situation. Life or death situation maybe. You were in a martial arts fight. You were in a street fight. You were in a race. You were in some type of thing where you just could not take no for an answer. That is what your purpose has to be if you want to practice semen retention as a tool. Just quitting porn is opening up that part of you to get plugged in. What is that? That's why I preface this so much in the ebook, in the guide. Make sure you go and get that if you haven't already. You can go, it's on the main channel, How to Succeed on Semen Retention. It's a full guide, do the full audio series on the main channel. You can check out the playlist, you can grab your book, and each one of those videos, bro, all free, all for you. Take all that information, but like I said, in those pieces of content, whether it's through the guide, the video guide, or the ebook, or even the audio series, if you like the audio series better, in those teachings, I try to explain why without a purpose, you cannot do this type of stuff. You cannot get onto semen retention and actually use it to the point where it's a tool. Yes, you're gonna break out of just being addicted to lustful nature, not being so. You're gonna get to a point where you can control it. Yes, you're not gonna be in full control of it. I don't think I'm in full control of it, even up until this path. But you're gonna get such a good full control of it. I would say after a year into it, you're not gonna be such an urge to go and download Tinder and just start swiping on girls, or download you don't download, just go on Pornhub and fucking go watch porn to relieve yourself. You're not gonna be so able to just, your brain gets hijacked and pull you back in. You're not gonna get to that point, but you're not gonna get to the point where the tools and real benefits start kicking into gear, where it's the more the psychological and the physical and the more like scientifical, I guess, aspects of how your level of consciousness raises on a spiritual level. All these types of benefits that come from the breakdown and reabsorption of your seed back into the bloodstream, all that stuff. You really start feeling that after you really have a purpose in place to where it takes you to a long streak. You feel that during those long streaks. Yes, in the beginning the energy is nice, blah blah blah, like yeah, it's good, but it's not to that point where it really kicks into where this feels like your natural mode. Like this is your mode now. Like this is how you're gonna be. Like at that point it still feels like an upgrade, but when it's your mode, it's your mode. Like it's your default setting on the video game, man. Like that's what life is gonna be like now compared to what you were fapping, all that stuff, you know what I mean, chasing girls, all that stuff. But like I said, if you don't get to that purposeful part of it, yes, you can want to quit quit porn or chasing women so bad to the point where it becomes your purpose. But once you conquer it, you need a bigger one. Like that's for the people out there that are thinking like, oh man, I'm trying to belittle yourself. No, I'm saying that you're capable of way fucking more. You've just been operating at a negative state. Once you get out past that, it's zero. You're at baseline. You're at surface level. You have so much more to go. So much more to go. So much more to go. You haven't even pulled yourself up out of the water. Once you get out of the water, there's all that air. You're in a different plane, bro. You're in a different realm. That's what's crazy about it. And back to what I was saying with that purpose. The purpose is going to be what it's so enticing to you, that these small little pleasures that you know deep down in the back of your mind, even if you're addicted at this point, that you know deep down in the back of your mind that this is terrible for me. So these pleasures, you know, are good up front, feel good up front, but immediately after, you know, it's bullshit. Fast food, jerking off, just hooking up with random chicks, or just staying up super late, or just doing nonsense that you know, like, bro, I don't really want to do this, but my brain's just going to take me there. It just take me to the pleasurable spot. If there's a little sliver of pleasure, I'm going to go there. The way your brain is going to flip on semen retention is all this difficult shit, but that little sliver of purpose, fulfillment is right there. I got to go that. There's a sea full of pleasure over there. There's no purpose, maybe a little speck of purpose. Speck of purpose. But it's all easy, man. Just pleasure everywhere. Well, I'm gonna go there where it's a whole sea of just difficult shit that's just gonna make me stronger to the point where I can get to that purpose, and that purpose is gonna feel million times better than that. That's why people ask me, how do you make it this so far into this journey? It's the purpose. It's the first thing I teach you, whether it's on the ebook or the video guide. And for the people who work with me one-on-one, you know that's the first thing I teach you. First thing I teach you. Whether it's a consultation call about semen retention, or you're in a coaching package with me, coaching program with me. Because I know someone out there probably watching this right now. We did a whole month working together, and he completely got it at the end of it, the purpose. And his purpose became something much more greater than even he thought that he could aim it towards. He wanted to retire his parents. I was like, you are a G. You're a G. That's the biggest flex you can have in the world. That's the biggest flex you can have in the world. Retiring your parents, that's a purpose. That's a purpose. Finding out the way you can do that, that's something you got to find out. Whether it's through business, whether that's through going to a certain career that you know you can succeed at, whatever it is, bro. Retiring your parents, that gives you a purpose. And once you beat that, there's going to be a bigger purpose you got to aim it towards, because semen retention, again, all that type of energy is going to be directed towards something. And imagine you get to that purpose, you fulfill it, you're still in SR. You can either go back to the pleasure, sea of pleasure, because you can slip up at any time. Even if you fulfill a huge purpose like that, retiring your parents, like the person we're talking about, you can get to that point, and then what is the next thing you go to has to be even bigger than that. What is that? Maybe raising a family. Maybe it's very high levels of charity work, or different types of pursuits where you're trying to give back, but also at the same time you're doing it in a way, like I said before, the most purposeful thing you can do is using your gifts to give back to the people who eventually will give to you, and you give back to them, and you just keep, it's just a cycle, bro. That's what society is really meant to do. Everyone has a specific gift or talent. You got to amplify that and take advantage of that to the greatest extent. Semen retention can help you find that purpose. In the beginning, I've talked to some people on consultations. In the beginning, if it's a lack of purpose that you have, make finding your purpose that purpose. And like I said, once you get to that point, look, you already launched to the next stages. You already launched to the next path that is going to take you a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years to accomplish. How do you make your purpose, finding your purpose? Well, I'm going to make, like I said, a whole guide to that on Patreon. But if I can say it right now off the dome, obviously I'm going to do that more structured in a lecture format where I can give you guys all the details where I'm planned it out in a very practical sense here, like I'm doing right now, long form, 50 minutes, let's make this an hour, whatever the hell. If you, I was saying, no, man, look what you did. Yes, if you're trying to make you that purpose in the initial stages of SR, to find your purpose, things like, coming back to the topic of this video, weed can help you do that. Yes, like I said, if you're not disciplined enough where you're just always in that passive mode, that is not going to help. But being able to take a huge step back, look at things from a broad perspective, that's how you're going to find your purpose. It's not, people think you got to use more of your masculine side to find your purpose, of like grind. No, that's when you found out your purpose. First, you find the way to, the place you're trying to set sail to, find the boat, and then you row, grind. That's when you do. You don't grind, you don't know where you're going. Like I said, that's why things like meditation, things like getting out of nature, fasting, being more present in the moment, spontaneous with your creative, intuitive side, being more absorbing of the information, whether that's spiritual information, whether that's information for the people that are around you, talking about things, picking up signs, not being so inward, you're more outward. As you notice, female nature is more outwardly. When females open up to you, they're more outwards. They're more like, they want to talk about themselves. They want to talk about certain things. They want to be more connected energy-wise and emotionally-wise to other people around them. Like, damn, raining hard as hell again. They want to be more like outward going. Same thing will happen when you tap into more of the female essence of you.